All right, Pisces, it's Empress Rose here, and we're here for a reading. These are general readings, so take what works, leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. And check your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. One of those is going to have your storyline or wavelength, hopefully. And these have all been pre-shuffled. So we're going to start with the Oracle Mystical Moments deck for an intuitive vibe for where we're going with this reading. All right, Pisces. We are grateful for the accurate reading we are about to receive. All right, what's the most useful message for Pisces? Okay. What's the most useful message for Pisces? Okay, we got 3 of them here. Oh my gosh, Pisces, Aquarius just got this too. Eva. She's in the garden. She's so beautiful. She's snakes. She's not a flower. She looks like a flower. She's not a flower. She's snakes. So, so we have someone that's deceptive, maybe not representing themselves very honestly. Are they aware that they're representing themselves dishonestly? I don't know. It has to do with something they're saying. They're saying something, and it's not necessarily true. Now, they could believe that it's true, and it could just not be true. I always hate to accuse people of lying intentionally. That just seems, I think that's more rare, I think. I don't know. I can sometimes be a little naive. So, but it's just something's not right. Something's not as it seems. And they may be aware of it. I think she is aware of it, actually. I think she's very fully aware in this reading. I'm getting the vibe that she's absolutely fully aware that she looks like a flower, and she would really like you to believe that she's a flower, and she's very clear about that. And she's maybe not lying directly, but not being very direct. She's allowing you to believe something that she knows she's presenting as without actually lying, I think is what's going on here. Which is so interesting because that's a different vibe than I was getting for Aquarius's reading. I love it, but that's why it's called an intuitive. These cards are very, very much speak to my intuition. Regardless of this situation, you are looking good. You are, oh, happy day, oh, sunny day. You have a lot of clarity. You're feeling very balanced. There might be some communication with otherworldly communication. We have all these ladybugs here, which to me talk about communication with our ancestors. And you have a mushroom here, so there might be a little hallucinogenic effect going on this week where you're seeing things very differently and making connections you don't usually make in your day-to-day mind. But things look really bright. You're looking at a future. There's no specifics. We're not seeing specifics, but we're just looking at a lot of hope, a lot of optimism. I think you've been coming out of a grief process, and you're starting to see some light at the end of the tunnel or some optimism here. And we have, well, yes, we're feeling very optimistic. Oh, wow. Yeah, this whole thing like blasted to smithereens. This is New Directions. This whole thing blasted to smithereens. A bunch of people were panicked. You saw this all coming, and you felt like your best chance was to grab onto one of these seats. Yeah, the whole plan maybe isn't working out, but you've grasped onto a seat. You've got your own new plan. You're breaking away from what was expected of you, or this original idea that seemed very logical and seemed to make a lot of sense. You've broken away from that, and you have a promising new beginning ahead of you. Fate, destiny, spirit is blowing you, that the spirit that came along and exploded this is bringing you to someplace new, someplace promising. Is it as big an idea? No. It may not even have the logic And it, I mean, again, what I'm seeing here is something that appeared to be working out, something that, but we all know a dandelion isn't meant for, you can't, it's not an air balloon. It's a dandelion. It's meant to blow apart and blow up. That's what it's meant to do. And then these are its seeds, and you grabbed onto a seed, and that now everything's happening exactly the way it's meant to happen. And so whatever looked like it was going to work out, whatever looked good, looked like it was going to work out, you know, whatever these guys promised you, whatever, it's not happening like that. And you've taken in, this is your new sunny day. This is your hope. This is your bright sunny future. You have a little seed here, and Spirit's taken you someplace, and it looks pretty exciting. It might be a little trippy. But something looked like a good idea, and it just really wasn't. And maybe someone wanted you to think it was a good idea. All right, so I love this. A new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra, balance, fairness, equity. Both parties coming together as equals. It can also do with just love, good boundaries, a good emotional new beginning. And I love it because we have new directions in Oh Sunny Day. So this is a very positive. I think we're coming from this Eva energy. So this is how I'm seeing these cards. I think we have this seemed like a good idea. Someone maybe was withholding some information, keeping things secret, being deceptive, telling you this was a balloon when this wasn't a balloon, this was a dandelion head. Spirit came in, blew this whole thing apart as it was always meant to happen, and you grabbed a new, your own seed, and now you're heading off here into sort of a magical, bright new beginning with a lot of optimism, and there's a lot of reason to be optimistic as well. And so we are having a new romantic cycle begin. So if you're thinking of romance, I also think a new romantic cycle could be single. Like, it's sort of a new cycle, and it has to do with relationships, and it can be really exciting and wonderful. So so maybe something fell apart and you're excited about a new romantic cycle, which should always begin with oneself. So, and then third quarter moon, adjustments are required. So we have maybe a couple sharp corners that need to be turned here. Things aren't going according to plan. So how did you get from this top hat to here? You had to make some pretty big adjustments. You had to first adjust your mind to what was happening, understand, I thought we were doing this. Oh my God, we're doing this now. Okay, now how do I respond to that? I've got to make some quick adjustments and move things around and respond sort of quickly and dramatically to the changing situation. So adjustments are required. This is saying you're on your way. There's just more work to do, and you may just need to tweak how you're thinking about it or what's going on. I keep getting that message about tweaking how you're thinking about something, and I just wish there were more direction about, like, what do you mean? What needs to be tweaked here? There's a couple ways things can be tweaked. So, but this is saying, you know, you're going to have to make some adjustments. Plans changed, things happen, plans change. You're going to have to, like, figure out how to, you're heading to a really beautiful place. But you do have to sort of change a little bit of how you're thinking about that place, or how you think you're going to get to that place. So we have switched from the Santa Muerte deck to the Ethereal Visions deck because the Santa Muerte deck got tired and wanted to nap. And so Ethereal Visions, it's much more in line with the Rider-Waite, more traditional interpretations. Very beautiful deck with a lot of gold from my favorite art era. Okay, so Pisces, this is your past, this is your present, this is your inner landscape, this is what's at issue, this is your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. Okay, I find this fascinating because there's another thing that's exactly like Aquarius. So if you're interested or have Aquarius in your chart, it might be interesting to check that out as well. In your recent past, we've had Two of Swords, some indecision, some refusal to see the truth. We had someone presenting or some situation that presented itself. And this to me is my denial card. This is, I could see, but I don't want to see. I could decide, but I don't want to decide. I could put down my swords and untie my mask and see everything very clearly, but I am choosing not to. There's a little bit of stubbornness and a little bit of denial because, you know, once you see your situation, it kind of sometimes requires action. It requires a big leap, maybe. It requires adjustments. Who wants to see that shit? You know, maybe you're tired and you don't want to look at it. So I'm not nagging on denial. I think it's an absolutely crucial survival skill that is there for a reason until it starts hindering us. But I think, you know, it's there because we're not ready for action. We're not ready for the truth. So we have in our recent past Two of Swords, deciding not to decide, deciding not to move, deciding not to see, that kind of thing. In your present situation, we're dealing with Nine of Swords. We're dealing with anxiety and depression. This is painful thoughts, painful memories, painful fears. These are sort of these specters of all of your worries and fears taunting you, making fun of you, hurting you, harming. They're not physically harming. You're in bed. You're safe in bed. You're cozy. But you're having these horrible memories and these horrible fears of all that can happen. And I think that when we are in denial, that is sort of a way, when we're persisting in denial, our subconscious brings up all these things sometimes for us to deal with because we're not dealing with it in the light of day. This can be conflict that you internalize instead of externalize. Instead of confronting someone, you sit in your fears and worries and anxieties about what they're going to do or where they're, you know, what could happen. So this is internalizing a conflict and just having to deal with some fears and anxieties. In your inner landscape, you're experiencing some heartbreak. This is our absolute heartbreak card here. So these first three cards are real harsh. I don't like this at all for you. So you're having a lot of heartbreak. Your heart's broken, disappointed, hurt. You wanted something to work out. You wanted this to work out so bad, and it looked so good. It looked just like what you needed. You wanted it to work out, and it didn't, and it's really painful. You're really hurt about something. At issue is the Magician. This is an inability to manifest. This is either not having everything you need or having everything you need and it's just not coming together. You have this vision, you have this idea of what you wanted, you had this really beautiful idea of what you wanted, and it's not coming together, it's not moving forward, it's so frustrating. And this is possibly what's causing some heartbreak, is that maybe you had these expectations, you had this hope, you had maybe a glimmer of a promise of something, and it's not coming together. It's not happening. I'm getting relationship vibes off of this, but this could be, you know, friendship. This could be a job. This could be anything. It's just not coming together. You either don't have all the tools you need, or you have all the tools and there's a glitch in your manifestation process. So adjustments are required because we've had a glitch in the manifestation. This isn't taking you where you want to go. This looks like you've got everything you need here, but you don't, because it was never meant to go that kind of distance. So you're really heartbroken here. Damn it. In your environment, you have this time to move on. Something in your environment is moving on, moving forward, moving away. This is Six of Swords. This is taking this is leaving the battle, leaving the war-torn land. This is your refugee. This is, I want to leave this shore. You're very close to shore still. You've still got a ways to go. A long ways to go. But in your environment, there's this launching, there's this leaving of something behind, leaving this painful, broken heart behind, leaving these nightmares behind, leaving this denial behind, leaving this this original good idea behind, leaving this misunderstanding behind. Yeah, leaving this shore, the land of pain. Something in your environment is calling you out of that land of pain, is calling you forward. There's like a ferry you need to catch or something to leave this all behind. It's leaving. I can almost hear the horn. You know, we're leaving dock, all aboard, everybody aboard. It's time to leave the land of pain and go someplace safer and better. In your to-do list is the sun. Oh, sunny day. Embrace this. Embrace this beautiful thing that's happening in your life. This new journey, this new romantic cycle, this new seed you've grabbed onto. This is the sunshine. Embrace it. There's a lot of clarity and joy and happiness. Just embrace the happiness. This is almost like just turn your back on this pain. Just turn your back on it. It's not working out. Whatever you wanted to work out here isn't working out. And choose to be happy. Make the choice. Make the choice to focus on what's going well in your life. Make a choice. And it's not simple and it's not easy. And this isn't saying just forget about depression and anxiety. This is saying, like, try to start making choices to do things that bring you joy, to do things that you know bring you joy, to try things that bring you joy, and for whatever joy you have in your life, embrace that. And whatever you can be grateful for, embrace that. You know, sometimes people are like, you know, be grateful for your good health. Well, at different points in my life, I've had incredibly horrible health. But for the measure of good health that you have, you can be grateful for what you do have, you know. And sometimes don't force yourself to be grateful, because that sucks when things are really shitty. But just try to feel a little better. Try to just the next best thought. You don't have to make a big leap to happiness. Just pick your next best thought, something that feels a little better, something that feels a little better. And by that you inch your way into embracing the sun and embracing this new cycle, this new emotional cycle. So I think that you're going to have some openings. So that's one thing I always think about, you know, with depression and anxiety, is look for an opening out of it. And if you're in denial, you can't see the openings out of it. So that's one reason why denial isn't so fabulous, because you can't see your openings. So this is like, look for the opening, look for the heaviness to lighten, and to take that opening and to grab on whatever opening through this depression and this heartbreak that you can, and really embrace that and inch your way forward that way. And then we have possible outcome is death. No, this is not death. This isn't dead. This is a major transition, a major transformation. This is, you know, a new cycle beginning. An old cycle has to end. Really allow it to end. I mean, we have this 9 of Swords. We have this 3 of Swords. We have this thing not manifesting that you want to manifest. And we have this call, this fairy call, you know, to this, ferry boat call to, like, all aboard, get aboard, leave this pain behind, embrace what's working, embrace what is going well, embrace the happiness that you do have, the measure of happiness that you do have in your life right now. And up ahead, we have a major transformation. We have this whole situation. We have a new direction. We have a sunny day. We have this painful situation transforming and dying. The painful situation is going to be closing out, is dying. You do need to make some adjustments. You do need to leave the shore. You do need to go to a better place and make some choices, some hard choices and decisions. But this is major transformation. This is laying some painful process to bed and allowing for a new process, a new thing to grow up in its place. So that's very beautiful. I really love that as a possible outcome. Of just a major transformation, something that's old and outlived its usefulness, something that's, you know, blown apart. It wasn't meant to last the distance. It wasn't meant to go the distance. It was meant to sustain you for a while and then kind of lead you to the next thing. And this is this painful thing ending finally, and you getting your brand new beginning. So All right, Pisces, that is really sad, but we end up in this freaking fabulous new place. That's what I'm saying. This thing was meant to fall apart, but you've got this promise of a new, Spirit's taking you to a new place, a new beginning, a new place. This was never meant to last and never meant to go the distance like that. So it's okay to let it rest. It's okay to grieve it and then move on, because you got some really great stuff coming at you. So just keep that in mind. New beginnings. Very awesome. All right, Pisces. So thank you so much for your for watching and for your likes, subscribes, and comments, because not only are they encouraging to me, they also help other people find this channel more easily and find whatever useful information they can use from this. So so lots of people are happy when you do that. So I appreciate it a lot. I hope you have a wonderful week.